The Galactic Council's shocking discovery. The vast chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with nervous energy. Representatives from 1,000 worlds shifted uneasily in their seats, appendages twitching and chromatophores flashing in agitation. At the center of the room, a holographic display flickered to life, projecting the image of an unremarkable blue-green planet. High Counselor Zixnera, a being of shimmering plasma contained within an ornate exosuit, raised all 4 of her energy tendrils for silence. The chamber fell quiet, save for the soft hum of life support systems and the occasional rustle of an anxious tentacle. Esteemed colleagues, Zixnera's voice resonated through the chamber. We have convened this emergency session to address a matter of utmost galactic importance. Our recent deep space survey has uncovered a previously unknown inhabited world in the Orion arm of the Milky Way. Initial scans indicated a Class 5 civilization, but further analysis has revealed troubling data. A ripple of murmurs swept through the assembly. Class 5 civilizations were common enough. Pre-FTL societies on the cusp of interstellar travel. They were typically placed under observation, with plans for eventual first contact. But the High Counselor's tone suggested something far more serious. We have reclassified this world, Zixnera continued, her voice grave. It is now designated as a Class 13 Deathworld. The chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates leaped from their seats, some crying out in disbelief, others demanding explanations. Class 13 was unprecedented. No world had ever been given such a high-risk rating. Silence. Zixnera's voice boomed, restoring order. I understand your shock, but the data is clear. This world, which its inhabitants call Earth, is unlike anything we have encountered before. To explain further, I call upon our chief xenobiologist, Dr. Clicksar. A spindly, multi-limbed being scuttled to the center of the chamber. Dr. Clicksar's compound eyes swiveled nervously as it addressed the council. Respected delegates, our initial scans of Earth revealed a planet teeming with life. But it is the nature of this life that has astounded us. The biodiversity is off the charts, with millions of species coexisting in complex ecosystems. However, what truly sets Earth apart is the lethality of its life forms. The hologram shifted, displaying a colorful tree frog. Several delegates cooed at its apparent cuteness. This is called a poison dart frog, Dr. Clicksar explained. Its skin secretes a toxin so potent that a single touch could kill a being 10 times its size. And this is just one of countless venomous creatures on Earth. The image changed again, showing a serene beach. Even their oceans are filled with deadly creatures. There are jellyfish with tentacles that can cause excruciating pain for weeks, fish that can electrocute their prey, and massive predators that could swallow most of us whole. Gasps and murmurs filled the chamber. One delegate, a water-dwelling species, fainted outright. But surely, a voice called out, the dominant species must have found ways to avoid these dangers. Dr. Clicksar's mandibles clicked in what might have been a laugh. Quite the contrary. The humans, as they call themselves, seem to thrive on danger. They swim in those lethal oceans, they explore the most inhospitable regions of their world, and some even keep the deadliest creatures as pets. The hologram shifted once more, displaying a group of humans engaged in various activities: mountain climbing, deep-sea diving, and even handling snakes. Their resilience is unlike anything we've seen, Dr. Clicksar continued. They've adapted to survive in environments ranging from scorching deserts to frozen tundras. Their bodies can withstand extreme temperatures, high pressures, and even limited exposure to vacuum. And their immune systems, well, they're practically legendary. High Counselor Zixnera interjected. Thank you, Dr. Clicksar. As you can all see, the situation is unprecedented. But there's more. We've made contact with a human representative. They're waiting to address the council now. The chamber fell silent as the hologram changed once again. This time, it displayed a single human figure, a woman with dark skin and curly hair, wearing a simple but elegant suit. Greetings, Galactic Council. The human spoke, her voice calm and confident. I am Ambassador Zara Chen of Earth. We appreciate your interest in our world, though I must admit, we're a bit surprised by all the fuss. Zixnera's energy tendrils flickered in agitation. Ambassador Chen, surely you understand our concern. Your world is dangerous. Chen interrupted with a smile. Yes, I suppose it is. But it's also beautiful, diverse, and full of wonders. It's the crucible that forged humanity into what we are today. And what exactly are you? A delegate called out. How have you survived on such a lethal world? Chen's smile widened. We're survivors, explorers, innovators. Earth's dangers have pushed us to adapt, to overcome, to push the boundaries of what's possible. Yes, our world can be harsh, but it's also given us incredible gifts. The hologram split, showing Chen on one side and a series of images on the other. Humans treating diseases, building incredible structures, and launching into space. We've learned to harness the deadliest venoms to create life-saving medicines, Chen explained. We've studied Earth's most extreme life forms to develop new technologies, and we've used the challenges of our world as a springboard to reach for the stars. The council chamber was silent, every being transfixed by the human's words. I understand your classification of Earth as a death world, Chen continued, but I hope you'll also see it as a world of opportunity, of innovation, of life thriving against all odds. We don't just survive on Earth, we flourish. High Counselor Zixnera's energy form pulsed with a mix of emotions. Ambassador Chen, your words are illuminating, but surely you understand the implications of this classification. Many in the galaxy will view humanity as a potential threat. Chen nodded, her expression serious. We're aware of that possibility. That's why we're here, to open a dialogue, to share our knowledge and experiences. We believe we have much to offer the galactic community. And what if the galactic community decides Earth is too dangerous to engage with? Another delegate challenged. Chen's eyes glinted with something that made several council members shift uneasily in their seats. Then we would respectfully disagree with that decision. Earth has been our training ground, our teacher, our home. If the galaxy at large is anything like our world, full of wonders and dangers in equal measure, then I'd say we're well prepared for whatever lies ahead. The chamber erupted in discussions, arguments, and exclamations. High Counselor Zixnera raised her tendrils for silence once more. Ambassador Chen, we thank you for your candid words. The Council will need time to deliberate on this matter. We may have further questions for you. Chen bowed slightly. Of course. We're patient. Another trait Earth has taught us. We'll await your decision. As the human's hologram faded, the council chamber descended into chaos once more. Delegates argued fiercely, some advocating for immediate quarantine of Earth, others pushing for closer study and engagement. High Counselor Zixnera observed the pandemonium with a mixture of concern and curiosity. In all her centuries, she had never seen the council so shaken. This Class 13 Deathworld and its inhabitants had upended everything they thought they knew about life in the galaxy. As she called for order, Zixnera couldn't shake the feeling that the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity was poised to enter the galactic stage, and for better or worse, the era of Earth's isolation was coming to an end. The question now was the galaxy ready for humanity, or was humanity ready for the galaxy? Only time would tell. The Xenobiology expedition. The sleek silver spacecraft hung in low Earth orbit, its hull gleaming in the sunlight reflected from the blue planet below. Inside, a diverse team of alien scientists huddled around holographic displays, their expressions a mix of excitement and trepidation. Dr. Zixla, the lead xenobiologist, ran a tentacle over her bioluminescent crest, a sign of nervous anticipation among her species. Team, this is the moment we've all been preparing for. We're about to embark on the most dangerous and potentially groundbreaking expedition in galactic history. The assembled scientists murmured in agreement, each checking and rechecking their specialized protective gear. After weeks of heated debate, the Galactic Council had authorized this mission to study Earth up close, hoping to gain a better understanding of this Class 13 Deathworld and its inhabitants. Remember, Zixla continued, we've been granted limited access to specific regions, all under close human supervision. Our primary objective is to study Earth's ecosystems and life forms, not to engage with human civilization directly. Are we clear? A chorus of affirmatives sounded from the team. With a final nod, Zixla activated the ship's descent protocols. As they pierced Earth's atmosphere, the scientists braced themselves for their first encounter with the planet's infamous environment. The ship touched down in a clearing surrounded by dense, green vegetation. Through the viewports, the alien team got their first real-time look at an Earth forest. The lush foliage seemed to pulse with life, a cacophony of sounds and movements visible even from within the ship. Atmospheric analysis complete, chirped Kivex, the team's environmental specialist. Oxygen levels are incredibly high. No wonder this planet is so volatile. Zixla nodded, her crest flickering with colors of caution and excitement. All right, team. Activate your protective fields, and let's meet our guides. As the airlock hissed open, the alien scientists were hit by a wave of sensations. The air was thick with moisture and filled with a myriad of scents. The sounds of the forest, chirps, rustles, and distant roars, were almost overwhelming. Waiting for them at the edge of the clearing were two humans, a man and a woman, dressed in rugged outdoor gear. They waved in greeting, seemingly unfazed by the alien appearance of the research team. "Welcome to Earth," the woman called out, her voice warm but professional. "I'm Dr. Elena Rodriguez, and this is my colleague, Dr. Takashi Yamamoto. We'll be your guides and liaisons during your stay." Zixla stepped forward, her translator working to convert her harmonics into human speech. "Greetings, doctors. We're honored to be here. I must admit, even standing here feels intense." Dr. Yamamoto chuckled. "Yes, Earth has a way of making an impression. But don't worry, we'll start you off easy. Today we're just going to take a short hike through this protected forest area." As the group set off, the alien scientists were on high alert, their sensors working overtime to process the environment. Every rustle in the undergrowth made them flinch. Every unfamiliar scent caused their protective fields to flare. Dr. Rodriguez pointed out various plants and small creatures as they walked, explaining their roles in the ecosystem. The aliens were fascinated by the intricate web of life, but also increasingly aware of the hidden dangers. "Oh, careful there," Dr. Yamamoto suddenly called out, gently pulling back one of the alien scientists who had strayed from the path. "That's a manchineel tree. It's known as one of the most toxic trees in the world. Even standing under it during rain can cause severe blistering." The alien team stared at the innocuous-looking tree in horror. Kuvex's appendages trembled as he scanned the plant. "The toxins, they're unlike anything in our database. How do you manage to live with such dangers all around you?" Dr. Rodriguez shrugged. "Knowledge and respect for nature. We learn about these dangers from a young age. It's just part of life on Earth." As they continued their hike, the alien team witnessed more of Earth's wonders and terrors. They marveled at a colorful bird taking flight, only to learn it was a cassowary, capable of disemboweling a human with its powerful legs and claws. They were mesmerized by a crystal-clear stream, then shocked to discover it was home to electric eels that could generate up to 860 volts. Despite their protective gear, the alien scientists found themselves sweating, or their species equivalent, from more than just the humid heat. Every step on this planet seemed to hold both beauty and potential death. Halfway through their expedition, the group stopped for a rest in a small clearing. As the human guides passed out water and snacks, a commotion erupted among the alien team. "Dr. Zixla, come quickly," called out Nyx, the team's zoologist. She was pointing at a small, colorful creature crawling along a nearby log. Zixla hurried over, her crest flashing with curiosity. Fascinating. What is it? Dr. Rodriguez approached cautiously. That's a blue-ringed octopus, incredibly venomous. Its bite can paralyze and kill a human in minutes. But it's not usually found in forests. It must have been carried here by a predator and escaped. The alien scientists recoiled, their protective fields humming as they increased power. Nyx, however, leaned in closer, her many eyes wide with wonder. Such a small creature, yet so deadly. The evolutionary pressures on this world must be extraordinary. Dr. Yamamoto nodded, keeping a watchful eye on the octopus. Earth's history is one of constant adaptation. For every predator, a prey develops a defense. For every toxin, an antidote evolves. It's an endless arms race of survival. As they watched, a bird swooped down, snatching up the octopus before anyone could react. The alien team gasped in unison. "Won't that kill the bird?" Kvex asked, his voice quavering. Dr. Rodriguez shook her head. "Not this species. Some predators have evolved immunity to their prey's toxins. It's all part of the balance." The expedition continued, with each new discovery adding to the alien team's growing realization of just how unique and terrifying Earth truly was. They observed plants that could move and trap insects, fungi that could mind control ants, and invisible spores that could infect and alter behaviors of larger animals. As the day wore on, fatigue began to set in among the alien scientists. The constant state of alertness, combined with Earth's higher gravity and oxygen-rich atmosphere, was taking its toll. Suddenly, a piercing scream cut through the air. The group rushed towards the sound, finding Nyx writhing on the ground, her protective field flickering erratically. "What happened?" Zixla demanded, her crest pulsing with alarmed colors. Dr. Yamamoto knelt beside the fallen scientist, quickly assessing the situation. "It looks like her field failed for a moment. She's been stung by fire ants." The human guide sprang into action, quickly applying a local remedy to soothe the stings. The other aliens watched in horror as angry red welts appeared on Nyx's exposed skin. "How can you live like this?" one of the scientists cried out. "Every moment seems to be filled with potential death." Dr. Rodriguez helped Nyx to her feet, her voice gentle but firm. "It's not about the dangers, but how we face them. Humanity has thrived not in spite of these challenges, but because of them. They've driven us to innovate, to adapt, to push the boundaries of our understanding." As they made their way back to the ship, the alien team was subdued, each lost in their own thoughts. The day's experiences had shaken them to their core, forcing them to confront the reality of Earth's classification as a death world. Back on board, as Nyx was treated in the medical bay, Dr. Zixla convened an emergency meeting. "Colleagues," she began, her crest a swirl of conflicting colors, "today has been enlightening. We've seen firsthand why Earth has been classified as it has. But we've also witnessed something extraordinary, a species that has not just survived, but thrived in this environment." Kvex chittered nervously, but at what cost? The constant danger, the evolutionary arms race, its madness. Another scientist, Orcs, raised a limb. "Perhaps, but consider the implications. If humans have evolved to survive here, what does that say about their potential, their resilience, their adaptability?" A heated debate broke out among the team. Some argued for an immediate end to the mission, citing the extreme risks. Others pushed for more in-depth study, fascinated by the potential discoveries. As the arguments raged, Dr. Zixla's gaze drifted to the viewscreen, where Earth hung like a blue jewel against the backdrop of space. She thought about the humans, about their casual acceptance of their world's dangers, about their curiosity and drive to explore and understand. "Enough," she said finally, her voice cutting through the debate. "We came here to study and learn, and that's what we'll continue to do. Yes, Earth is dangerous. Yes, it's like nothing we've encountered before. But that's precisely why our mission is so important." She turned to face her team, her crest glowing with determination. "We have a unique opportunity here, a chance to understand not just a new world, but a new way of existence. The humans have offered to share their knowledge, their experiences. We'd be fools to turn away now." Slowly, reluctantly, the other scientists nodded in agreement. As terrifying as Earth was, it was also undeniably fascinating. And the humans, they were an enigma the scientists were only beginning to unravel. As the meeting adjourned, and the team prepared for the next day's expedition, Dr. Zixla couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something monumental. Earth and humanity were rewriting everything they thought they knew about life in the galaxy. And this was only the beginning. Human ingenuity unveiled. The alien research team stood in awe, their various sensory organs struggling to process the sight before them. They were in a vast underground chamber, filled with row upon row of plants bathed in artificial light. Humans in protective suits moved between the rows, tending to the vegetation with practiced ease. Dr. Elena Rodriguez smiled at their reaction. "Welcome to one of our vertical farming facilities. This is how we manage to feed our growing population despite the challenges of our environment." Dr. Zixla's crest flickered with a mix of colors indicating curiosity and admiration. "Fascinating. You've created a controlled ecosystem underground, safe from the dangers of the surface." "Not entirely safe," Dr. Takashi Yamamoto chimed in, his expression serious. "We still have to contend with soil-borne pathogens, insect infestations, and the occasional equipment malfunction. But it's a significant improvement over traditional farming methods." As they toured the facility, the alien scientists peppered their human guides with questions. They marveled at the efficient use of space, the advanced hydroponic systems, and the carefully managed environmental controls. Kvex, the environmental specialist, waved his sensory appendages excitedly. "The nutrient cycling in this system is remarkably efficient. You've essentially created a closed-loop ecosystem." Dr. Rodriguez nodded. "Necessity is the mother of invention, as we say. Earth's challenges have pushed us to innovate in ways we might never have considered otherwise." The tour continued, showcasing more of humanity's adaptations to their harsh world. The aliens were shown water purification plants that could make even the most polluted water drinkable, energy facilities that harnessed the power of Earth's volatile weather, and medical labs developing cures from the very venoms and toxins that made the planet so dangerous. At each stop, the alien team's respect for human ingenuity grew. They began to see how the constant dangers of Earth had shaped humanity into a species of problem solvers and innovators. "It's not just about surviving," Dr. Yamamoto explained as they observed a demonstration of an advanced hazmat suit. "It's about thriving, about turning challenges into opportunities." Nix, the zoologist who had been stung by fire ants during their forest expedition, leaned in close to examine the suit. "This material, it's incredibly resistant. What is it made of?" "It's a synthetic fiber inspired by spider silk," Dr. Rodriguez replied. "Pound for pound, spider silk is stronger than steel and more elastic than nylon. We studied how spiders create their silk and developed this material to protect us from some of Earth's more hostile environments." The alien scientists exchanged looks of amazement. The very creatures that made Earth so dangerous were also inspiring solutions to those dangers. As the day progressed, the team was shown more and more examples of human adaptation and innovation. They visited a research facility where scientists were developing new medicines based on compounds found in venomous creatures. They toured a robotics lab creating machines that could explore the most inhospitable parts of the planet. "These robots," Dr. Yamamoto explained, gesturing to a sleek, multi-limbed machine, "can withstand extreme temperatures, pressures, and even acidic environments. We use them to explore deep-sea trenches, active volcanoes, and other areas too dangerous for human exploration." Orcs, the team's technology expert, examined the robot with all four of his eyes. "The potential applications for this technology are staggering. Have you considered using these for space exploration?" Dr. Rodriguez grinned. "We already do. In fact, much of our space technology was developed by adapting to Earth's challenges first. The same principles that allow us to survive in the Sahara Desert or the Arctic tundra help us design better spacesuits and habitats for other worlds. The alien team fell silent, contemplating the implications. They had come to study a dangerous world, only to find a species that had turned that danger into a crucible for advancement. As they prepared to leave the research facility, an alarm suddenly blared through the complex. Red lights flashed, and human staff began moving quickly and purposefully. "What's happening?" Dr. Zixla asked, her crest flashing with alarm colors. Dr. Yamamoto's face was grim. "Earthquake warning. We need to move to a safe zone immediately." The alien team looked at each other in panic, but their human guides remained calm, efficiently leading them to a reinforced area of the facility. As they huddled in the safe zone, they could feel the ground trembling beneath them. "Is this common?" Kvex asked, his voice quavering. Dr. Rodriguez nodded. "Fairly common in this region. We're near a fault line. But don't worry. This facility was built to withstand much stronger quakes than this." The aliens watched in a mix of fear and fascination as the humans around them calmly went about emergency procedures, checking on equipment and personnel. After what seemed like an eternity, but was only a few minutes, the shaking subsided. "All clear," a voice announced over the intercom. "Minor quake, no damage reported. Please return to your stations." As they emerged from the safe zone, the alien team was visibly shaken. Dr. Zixla turned to their human guides, her crest a swirl of confused colors. How do you live like this? Your world literally shakes beneath your feet, yet you treat it as a minor inconvenience." Dr. Yamamoto smiled softly. "It's all about perspective, Dr. Zixla. Yes, earthquakes are dangerous, but they're also a natural part of our world's geology. The same processes that cause earthquakes also create mountains, reshape continents, and drive the cycles that make our planet habitable." Dr. Rodriguez nodded in agreement. "We've learned to respect these forces, to build with them in mind, and to use our understanding of them to make ourselves safer. It's just another example of how we've adapted to our world." As they made their way back to the alien team's ship, the scientists were uncharacteristically quiet, each lost in their own thoughts. The day's experiences had given them a new perspective on humanity and their relationship with their dangerous homeworld. Back on the ship, as the team prepared their daily report for the Galactic Council, Dr. Zixla called for a group discussion. "Colleagues," she began, her crest glowing with a mix of excitement and uncertainty, "I believe we need to reassess our understanding of Earth and its inhabitants." Nyx, her arms still bearing faint marks from the fire ant stings, chittered in agreement. "Their adaptability is remarkable. They don't just survive here. They'd found ways to use the very things that make their world dangerous to their advantage." Kvex waved his sensory appendages in a gesture of caution. But at what cost? The constant vigilance, the need to create safe zones within their own world. It seems like a stressful existence. Lurks interjected, his multiple eyes blinking in sequence. "Perhaps, but consider the results. Their technology, their medicine, their problem-solving skills. All of these have been honed by the challenges they face daily." The debate continued, with each scientist offering their perspective on what they had witnessed. Some marveled at human ingenuity, while others expressed concern about the potential dangers if humans were to expand beyond their world. Finally, Dr. Zixla raised her tentacles for silence. "I believe we're witnessing something unprecedented here. Humans haven't just survived on a death world. They've thrived. They've taken the challenges presented by their environment and turned them into opportunities for growth and innovation." She paused, her crest pulsing with thoughtful colors. "We came here expecting to find a species barely clinging to survival on a hostile world. Instead, we found a race of innovators, problem solvers, and explorers. Their perspective on risk and danger is fundamentally different from our own, shaped by the world they call home." The other scientists murmured in agreement, their initial fear of Earth and its inhabitants gradually giving way to a grudging respect and even admiration. "So what do we tell the Council?" Nix asked, voicing the question on everyone's mind. Dr. Zixla's crest glowed with determination. "We tell them the truth. Earth is indeed a death world, perhaps even more dangerous than we initially believed. But its inhabitants, they are a force to be reckoned with. Their classification as a Class 13 civilization may need to be reevaluated, not because their world is less dangerous, but because they have become so adept at dealing with that danger." As the team began composing their report, a new sense of purpose filled the ship. They had come to Earth to study a dangerous world and its improbable inhabitants. They were leaving with a new understanding of what it meant to be truly adaptable, and a growing realization that humanity's unique evolution on their death world might have prepared them for challenges on a galactic scale. The implications were both exciting and terrifying. As Earth prepared to take its place in the galactic community, the question remained, was the galaxy ready for a species forged in the crucible of a death world? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. Humanity's entry onto the galactic stage promised to be nothing short of revolutionary. The Galactic Panic. The Great Hall of the Galactic Council was in an uproar. Delegates from 1,000 worlds shouted over each other, their varied forms of communication creating a cacophony of sound, light, and pheromones. At the center of it all, High Counselor Zixnera's plasma form pulsed with agitation as she struggled to maintain order. Silence. Her amplified voice boomed through the chamber. Gradually, the chaos subsided, though an undercurrent of tension remained palpable. "Esteemed colleagues," Zixnera continued, her energy tendrils flickering with stress, "we have all read the reports from our research team on Earth. It is clear that we are dealing with a situation unprecedented in galactic history." The holographic display at the center of the hall flickered to life, showing images of Earth's varied and perilous landscapes, its dangerous flora and fauna, and the humans who called this death world home. "Not only have we confirmed Earth's status as a Class 13 death world," Zixnera said, her voice grave, "but we have discovered that its dominant species, these humans, have not merely survived in this hostile environment. They have thrived." A murmur of disbelief rippled through the assembly. Ambassador Kroll of the Vexari Confederation, a being of living crystal, stepped forward. "High Counselor, surely this is a mistake. How could any sentient species evolve true intelligence in such conditions? The constant threat of death would preclude the development of higher thinking and culture." Dr. Zixla, newly returned from the Earth expedition, moved to the center of the hall. Her crest pulsed with a complex array of colors as she addressed the Council. "With respect, Ambassador, that is exactly what we thought as well. But the reality we encountered on Earth defied all our preconceptions. The humans have not just adapted to their world, they have harnessed its very dangers to fuel their advancement." The holographic display shifted, showing human cities, advanced technologies, and scenes of everyday life on Earth. The Council watched in fascination and horror as they saw humans casually navigating environments that would be instantly lethal to most galactic species. "Their medical technology alone is centuries ahead of our projections," Dr. Zixla continued. "They've turned the venoms and toxins of their world into life-saving medicines. Their understanding of genetics and evolution, driven by the constant pressures of their environment, is unparalleled." The images changed again, this time showing human space technology. And perhaps most alarmingly, they have already taken their first steps into space. They have visited their moon, sent probes to other planets in their system, and are actively planning for interstellar travel. The Council erupted into pandemonium once more. Delegates shouted questions, demands, and expressions of disbelief. Some called for immediate quarantine of the Earth system, while others pushed for rapid diplomatic engagement. Ambassador Thrax of the Zorn hegemony, a being of living shadow, oozed forward. "This is an unacceptable risk to galactic stability," he hissed. A species forged in such a crucible of violence and death can only be a threat. We must contain them before they spread beyond their world. Murmurs of agreement rippled through sections of the assembly, but they were met with equally vocal opposition. Contain them. Ambassador Leary of the Lumina Collective scoffed, her bioluminescent form pulsing with indignation. Did you not hear the report? These humans have overcome challenges that would annihilate most of our civilizations. What makes you think we could contain them even if we wanted to? As the debate raged, more details from the Earth expedition were shared. The Council learned of humanity's resilience, their adaptability, their drive to explore and understand. They heard of human art and culture, of philosophies born from the constant dance with death, of a species that looked at the stars not with fear, but with wonder and ambition. They call it the overview effect, Dr. Zixla explained, showing images of Earth from orbit. When their astronauts see their world from space, they report a cognitive shift. Despite, or perhaps because of, the dangers of their world, they've developed a profound appreciation for the fragility of life and the interconnectedness of all things. The Council was silent for a moment, contemplating this. It was a perspective few of them had considered, that living on a death world might foster not just physical resilience, but a unique philosophical outlook. High Counselor Zixnera's plasmaform rippled thoughtfully. What you're describing, Dr. Zixla, is not just a dangerous species. You're describing a species with the potential to revolutionize our understanding of the galaxy. Precisely, Dr. Zixla agreed, her crest glowing with excitement. But it's also a species that could unintentionally wreak havoc if introduced to the galactic community without proper preparation, on both sides. The debate shifted then from whether to engage with humanity to how to do so safely. Some delegates advocated for a slow, cautious approach, gradually introducing humans to galactic society over centuries. Others argued for more rapid integration, hoping to harness human innovation to solve pressing galactic issues. As the Council deliberated, news of Earth and humanity began to spread throughout the galaxy. Despite attempts to keep the information classified, leaks were inevitable in a community spanning thousands of worlds. On Lumina Prime, the homeworld of the bioluminescent Lumina Collective, scientists pored over the data on human biology, marveling at the complexity of their immune systems and their ability to recover from injuries that would be fatal to most species. In the virtual realms of the Synthi Consensus, AI intelligences ran countless simulations, trying to model the development of a sapient species on a world as dangerous as Earth. Their processors nearly overheated as they struggled to compute the improbable sequence of events that had led to humanity's rise. On the forge worlds of the Vulcan Dominion, engineers studied human technology with grudging respect. The ingenuity required to thrive in such a hostile environment challenged their own preconceptions about technological development. But not all reactions were positive. In the hive minds of the Twi'lek swarm, the very concept of individualism born from Earth's harsh environment was seen as a threat to their collectivist philosophy. They began to fortify their borders, fearing the ideological contamination that contact with humans might bring. The Zorn hegemony, already paranoid and isolationist, took even more drastic measures. They began to militarize at an unprecedented rate, convinced that humanity's arrival on the galactic stage heralded an era of conflict unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Meanwhile, on Earth itself, humanity remained blissfully unaware of the panic they were causing among the stars. They continued their daily lives, facing the challenges of their world with the same resilience and ingenuity that had brought them this far. In a small research station in the Amazon rainforest, Dr. Samantha Chen, a botanist, made a breakthrough in synthesizing a new antibiotic from a rare orchid. The drug showed promise in treating infections that had become resistant to all other known antibiotics. Half a world away, in a high-tech lab in Tokyo, a team of engineers put the finishing touches on a new type of hazmat suit inspired by the adaptations of extremophile bacteria. The suit would allow humans to work safely in environments that were previously too toxic or radioactive to enter. And in a classroom in Nairobi, a young student named Igmani Okoro presented her science project, a small, efficient water purification system she had designed after learning about the water scarcity issues facing many parts of the world. These small moments of human innovation and problem-solving, unremarkable to the humans themselves, would have astonished the watching galaxy. Each was a testament to the unique perspective and capabilities that had evolved on this improbable Deathworld. Back in the Galactic Council chamber, the debate was reaching a crescendo. The fate of Earth and humanity's place in the galaxy hung in the balance. High Counselor Zixnera raised her energy tendrils for attention. "Esteemed colleagues," she began, her voice carrying the weight of the moment, "we stand at a crossroads. The discovery of Earth and the humans has challenged everything we thought we knew about life in this galaxy. We are faced with a choice that will shape the future of not just humanity, but all of our civilizations." She paused, letting her words sink in. The chamber was silent, every being present aware of the gravity of the situation. "We could choose fear," Zixnera continued. "We could isolate Earth, trying to contain this unpredictable species forged in the crucible of a Deathworld. But in doing so, we would be turning our backs on an unprecedented opportunity for growth and understanding." The holographic display shifted one last time, showing a montage of human achievements, art, music, scientific discoveries, acts of kindness and courage. "Or we could choose hope," Zixnera said, her plasma form glowing brightly. "We could embrace the challenge that humanity represents. We could learn from their resilience, their adaptability, their unique perspective. Yes, there are risks. Yes, the integration of Earth into the galactic community will be complex and at times difficult. But I believe the potential benefits far outweigh the risks." She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes, optical sensors, and other sensory organs of each delegate. "The humans have a saying. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. We have an opportunity to embark on a journey of discovery unlike any our galaxy has seen before. I, for one, believe we should seize it." As Zixnera finished speaking, a hush fell over the council chamber. The delegates looked at each other, a mix of emotions playing across their varied physiognomies. Fear, excitement, uncertainty, and hope mingled in the air. Slowly, one by one, delegates began to signal their agreement. It wasn't unanimous, and there were many details still to be worked out, but the general consensus was clear. The galaxy would not turn its back on Earth and humanity. As the session adjourned, the delegates filed out, already beginning to plan for the monumental task ahead. The integration of a Deathworld species into galactic society would be challenging, but it also promised to be the beginning of a new era in galactic history. And on Earth, blissfully unaware of the cosmic debate they had sparked, humanity continued to do what they had always done: face each day with resilience, ingenuity, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. The stars awaited, and humanity was ready to take its first true steps into the cosmic arena. A new era of galactic relations. The sleek, silver spacecraft descended through Earth's atmosphere, its hull gleaming in the sunlight. Unlike the covert research vessel that had come before, this ship arrived openly, heralding a new chapter in Earth's history. As it touched down in a specially prepared landing zone outside the United Nations headquarters in New York, a crowd of humans watched in awe, their faces a mix of excitement, apprehension, and wonder. Ambassador Zara Chen stood at the forefront of the welcoming committee, her posture straight and dignified, despite the butterflies in her stomach. She had been Earth's voice during the initial contact, and now she would be their representative as humanity took its first official steps onto the galactic stage. The ship's airlock hissed open, and a diverse group of alien beings emerged. At their head was High Counselor Zixnera, her plasma form contained within an ornate exosuit that sparkled in the Earth's sunlight. Behind her came representatives from a dozen different alien races, each a testament to the incredible diversity of life in the galaxy. As the two groups approached each other, there was a moment of hesitation on both sides. The aliens, despite their preparation, couldn't help but tense up as they took their first steps on this legendary Deathworld. The humans, for their part, were face to face with irrefutable proof that they were not alone in the universe. Ambassador Chen broke the tension, stepping forward with a warm smile. High Counselor Zixnera, esteemed delegates of the galactic community, on behalf of the human race, I bid you welcome to Earth. Zixnera's exoswitch shifted, approximating a bow. Ambassador Chen, people of Earth, we are honored to be here. Today marks the beginning of a new era, not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy. As the formal greetings were exchanged, news of the alien landing spread across the globe like wildfire. In homes, offices, and public spaces, humans gathered around screens, watching in disbelief as their world changed forever. In a small village in rural India, a young girl named Priya watched the broadcast on a communal television, her eyes wide with possibilities. Amma, she tugged at her mother's sari. Do you think I could visit their world someday? Half a world away, in a research lab in Geneva, Dr. Marcus Stain and his team were already poring over the preliminary scientific data shared by the galactic community. This is incredible, he muttered, his eyes darting from one screen to another. Their understanding of quantum mechanics it's going to revolutionize our approach to physics. And in a military command center deep underground, General Sarah Hayes watched the proceedings with a mix of wonder and wariness. Be ready for anything, she instructed her staff, but let's hope for the best. Back at the landing site, the initial formalities concluded, and the real work of cultural exchange began. The alien delegates were given a tour of the UN headquarters, while human representatives were shown around the galactic ship. Both sides marveled at the technologies and customs of the other. Ambassador Thrix of the Vexari Confederation ran his crystalline appendages over a simple wooden chair, fascinated by the organic material. You shape your world's vegetation into tools and structures. Remarkable. Meanwhile, aboard the alien ship, Dr. Elena Rodriguez, one of the human scientists, was awestruck by the advanced medical bay. This is amazing, she breathed, examining a device that could heal injuries at a cellular level. Think of the lives we could save with this technology. As the day progressed, it became clear that both humanity and the galactic community had much to learn from each other. The aliens were impressed by humanity's resilience and adaptability, traits honed by their harsh homeworld. Humans, in turn, were eager to learn about the advanced technologies and diverse cultures of the galaxy. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. As news of the contact spread, reactions around the world varied widely. While many celebrated this new era of possibility, others reacted with fear and suspicion. Protests erupted in several cities, with signs reading "Earth for Humans" and "Protect our planet from alien influence." Conspiracy theories spread online, claiming the aliens had nefarious intentions or that the whole thing was an elaborate hoax. Religious leaders around the world scrambled to reconcile their teachings with the reality of extraterrestrial life. Some embraced the news, seeing it as an expansion of their understanding of creation. Others denounced it as a deception, clinging to Earth-centric worldviews. Governments, too, were divided on how to proceed. Some nations pushed for rapid integration and technological exchange, eager to reap the benefits of advanced alien science. Others advocated for caution, wary of becoming dependent on or subservient to galactic powers. As the initial excitement and shock began to settle, the real challenges of integrating Earth into the galactic community became apparent. The Galactic Council had set up a transition team, led by Dr. Zixla, to oversee the process. We need to proceed carefully, Dr. Zixla explained in a joint session with human leaders. Rapid exposure to advanced galactic technology could destabilize your societies. We propose a gradual integration process, focusing first on areas where we can address immediate needs without causing undue disruption. The human leaders nodded in agreement, but there was an undercurrent of impatience. Humanity having reached for the stars for so long, was eager to embrace their new reality. One of the first collaborative projects was in the field of medicine. Galactic healing technologies, combined with humanity's unique understanding of their own biology, led to breakthroughs in treating diseases that had long plagued Earth. In environmental science, galactic terraforming expertise was cautiously applied to help address climate change and environmental degradation on Earth. Humans, in turn, shared their hard-won knowledge of adapting to and thriving in hostile environments, knowledge that proved valuable to galactic species considering colonization of harsher worlds. But perhaps the most profound exchanges were cultural. As humans and aliens began to interact more, both sides found their perspectives shifting. Aliens, who had initially seen Earth as a terrifying death world, began to appreciate the beauty and diversity of the planet. Many found themselves moved by human art, music, and literature, which often dealt with themes of struggle and survival in ways that resonated across species boundaries. Humans, for their part, had their horizons expanded beyond imagination. The knowledge that they were part of a vast, diverse galactic community led to a surge of creativity in arts and sciences. New philosophies emerged, grappling with humanity's place in the cosmic order. Yet, challenges remained. Some human nations, fearing a loss of sovereignty, resisted closer ties with the galactic community. There were isolated incidents of violence against alien visitors, fueled by fear and xenophobia. And some alien factions continued to view humanity with suspicion, wary of the potential threat posed by these Deathworld-forged beings. 5 years after the initial contact, Ambassador Chen stood once again before the Galactic Council, this time as the officially recognized representative of Earth. "Esteemed colleagues," she began, her voice steady and clear, "5 years ago, we were strangers, separated by vast distances and vaster differences. Today, we stand together as partners in the greatest adventure our species has ever known." She paused, looking around the chamber at the diverse array of beings. "The road has not been easy. We've had our share of misunderstandings, of fears and doubts on both sides. But we've also seen incredible achievements born from our cooperation." The holographic display behind her showed images of joint human-alien projects. A city on Mars, built using a combination of human ingenuity and alien technology. A cure for a deadly galactic plague, developed using insights from Earth's medical research. A new form of art that combined human music with alien-like sculptures, captivating audiences across the galaxy. "We humans have a saying," Chen continued, "that adversity builds character. Our world, which you once called a death world, has indeed shaped us. It has made us resilient, adaptable, and innovative. But it has also taught us the value of cooperation, of finding strength in diversity." She smiled, her eyes shining with emotion. "We bring these lessons with us as we join the galactic community. We do not come as conquerors or as supplicants, but as equals, ready to face the challenges and seize the opportunities that await us among the stars." As Chen finished speaking, the council chamber erupted in applause. It was a historic moment, marking Earth's formal acceptance as a full member of the galactic community. But even as the celebrations began, new challenges loomed on the horizon. Reports were coming in of a hostile extragalactic force approaching the Milky Way, posing a threat unlike anything the galactic community had faced before. As the news spread, many eyes turned to Earth and its battle-hardened inhabitants. How would these Deathworld survivors fare against a truly cosmic threat? The galaxy was about to find out. For humanity, forged in the crucible of Earth, it was just another challenge to overcome. They had survived their harsh cradle. Now it was time to help protect their new, larger home among the stars. As the council session adjourned and delegates filed out, discussing the uncertain future, Ambassador Chen found herself standing next to High Counselor Zix Nera. "Are you ready for what comes next, Ambassador?" Zix Nera asked, her plasma form flickering with what Chen had learned to recognize as a mix of concern and excitement. Chen smiled, a glint of determination in her eyes. "Ready? High Counselor, We humans have been preparing for this our entire existence. Whatever comes, we'll face it together, as part of this amazing galactic family. As they looked out at the star-filled vista beyond the council chamber windows, both human and alien felt a sense of anticipation. The classification of Earth as a Class 13 Deathworld had shaken the galaxy, but it had also ushered in a new era of possibility. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them united, their strengths combined, their differences celebrated. The Deathworld Earth, once feared, had become a beacon of hope for the entire galaxy. And humanity, shaped by that unforgiving crucible, stood ready to help forge a future among the stars.